Welcome to episode 2 of System Shifters, where a tight-knit crew of teens tackles the legend of their town's cryptid, the Chubbycabra. Last episode, we met our quirky squad as they gathered supplies and retreated to their woodland clubhouse. We have Emma, who plays Bryn, the wild-eyed conspiracy theorist who's got a theory for everything. Jessica is B, the group's nurturing heart with a motherly knack for keeping everyone in line. Seth takes on Oswald, a laid-back slacker who'd rather nap than hunt. And Mark, playing Grayson, the mathlete whose brain crunches facts faster than the Chubbycabra can snack. Today, the stakes rise. While grabbing grub at the town's only restaurant, they overhear a wild rumor. Sounds of lasers and swords clashing in the night. Is it the Chubbycabra, or has Bryn's latest theory just gotten a little too real? Let's kick things off with Grayson's journal entry, where he's been calculating the odds of this strange new twist.
Grayson is sitting with his notebook open, staring at a blank page. He starts to write, clicks his pen, writes, "Dear Diary." He pauses for a moment and scratches it out heavily. He says to himself, "This is so stupid. I never have any idea how to start these. Whatever." And he continues to write. "I met up with Bryn and B and Oz today. Feels like we're standing on the edge of something, like our whole world is about to shift under our feet, and there's nothing we can do about it. I think we all feel it. It's like a big troll standing at the edge of the room that nobody wants to talk about. I just can't imagine what next year is going to be like if I don't have my best friends when I need them. Calling them once a week from the dorm room payphone, it's just not going to cut it. Anyway, we ate at the diner before heading out to the fort. It seems funny to write it like that. It's such a little kid thing to build a fort. But that's how it started, and that's how I'll always think of it. At the diner, an old farmer and his wife were talking about hearing some weird stuff going on at the old abandoned Plancy farm. And of course, that got Bryn all riled up. He was going on about lasers and sword fights and who knows what else, honestly. Now, I love that girl. Like a sister. Underline. But I honestly worry sometimes. I try to keep an open mind about everything, but sometimes the simplest explanation is the best. I think Sherlock Holmes said that, and that guy knows what's up. That being said, there were some pretty strange things going on, stuff that I couldn't really explain. And honestly, I think Bryn might be onto something. Tubbs the squirrel got turned into, I don't even know how to describe it, a boneless squirrel ball? I don't know how that happens, but it is exactly how people talk about the Chubbycabra. Tubbs was alive, and he also had no bones. Like a squirrel jellyfish. Totally bizarre. We left him in a bowl and fed him some Funyun dust. Poor guy. There's something weird going on for sure, though. I've seen it with my own eyes now, not just some blurry, disposable camera shots. And I think the four of us need to get to the bottom of it. Nobody else would believe us, and I think we need something to take our minds off, imagining a future where we aren't all together. I know I need that anyway.
What do you guys want to do with your squirrel pudding?
In a bowl.
Yeah, I would say, do you have some Cheetos, Oz? Something what was his favorite snack? I think he can still.
He liked Funyuns, at least stale Funyuns, because the bag was left open.
Bring me some Funyuns. I'm gonna grab the onions and like crush them up into like onion dust because he doesn't have jawbones. And put it in the bowl with him. And I think we should leave him because I know he's a living being, but in case we need proof.
Yes, proof. Proof is
Somewhere
always good.
Safe here in the clubhouse.
Well, just here's hoping no cats break in. He's kind of a sitting target here.
Yeah, but You want to bring him with us?
I mean, we could put him in your basket.
Yeah. We could do that.
I just imagine like you guys are talking and moving the bowl around, and there's like this bowl
Just
of
like
fur
swishing.
that's, like, swishing around like water.
What the Funyun does, just sprinkled on him. I'll leave it up to you, Oz. I'll carry him in my basket, or we can put him somewhere safe here in the fort.
I think he'll be safer in the fort. Don't want to accidentally spill him.
Yeah. I think that's probably wise. It was odd enough picking up him without bones. Do not recommend. He's not as cuddly feeling, oddly enough.
A little bowl of fur.
It's kind of gross.
I'm just imagining the weirdest bowl of slime ever.
Yeah, like a fuzzy. Yeah, it's not.
You guys hear rustling in the woods behind the house or the cabin again, but it's leading away.
Noise again.
Well, if we want proof, we should go get it. Grayson is not looking happy about this. He's was hoping for a quieter day, but he's chasing down the evidence.
For once in his life, Oz seems determined for vengeance. His good friend Tubbs. I must avenge him.
Okay, so are you guys wanting to follow the sounds into the woods?
Yes.
I think so.
Are you taking your bikes?
How thick are the woods?
So you guys have trails like that have been cut in Aldray. Like, keep in mind that you've been playing in these woods for years and years and years and years. So,
Yeah, I would say we'd probably at least start off on them, and then if we need to cut off one of the trails, we have. I would say we probably have several stash places throughout our trails to put them.
there's at least enough trails in the direction of the sound that you can guesstimate that you'll be heading at least in the right direction. So you guys all hop on your bikes real quick, like take off down a trail in the direction the sound was coming. I need a flight roll from all of you. Looking to beat a 12. Beat it or beat it.
So if we fail, we get a adversity token, correct?
Yes.
And a 2, so definitely feel that.
I got a 1.
You need to
I
change
got
your
a
dice.
6.
You have so many adversity tokens by now.
Yeah, I just used one tote. I'm collecting them now. Gotta catch them all. I'm so adverse.
Did you say you gotta catch them all?
So you guys are heading down this path. You hear some more tree limbs breaking. Not necessarily that weird garbling noise anymore, but Oswald, a large branch across the pathway. You don't see it, and you get clotheslined off your bike.
I was messing with my walking at the time.
Grayson, what did you roll?
I rolled a 1.
A 1.
Ooh.
You as well take that same stick to the face.
He was a bike behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look down as Oswald's on the ground. You look down and look up. Bam! Sticks in the face.
With these two, as she's trying to catch up to the rest of them, she is not able to stop in time and just crashes into both of them.
Bryn got a 9, so I'm assuming she's still kind of like skids and topples, but maybe not like on the dog pile.
Okay. Now, you guys listen, and it sounds like you may have lost the lead. You don't hear any other rustling, no more cackling sounds, but you know where you're at, sort of. As twilight starts to descend, you have two options. Continue the hunt and head just a little further to the farmlands that you know the sounds of lasers and swords clashing. Or you can go home and avoid being in trouble.
Swords and clashing, please.
Yeah, Oz is gonna just sneak back into his window here.
You guys pick yourselves up, wipe the dirt off your butts, hop back on your bikes, and continue down another trail that leads you off to the farmstead.
Bryn, you're gonna have to help me explain myself to Big D.
I will happily help explain to Big D.
Because he's just gonna think it's some crazy excuse of mine. So, if you're there and you help me, you wanted me home by 9. I'll do this with you because I know it's important, but you gotta help me get me out of trouble and help me with my chores in the morning.
Deal.
All right.
So, just as you guys reach the edge of the woods, you come across wide, vast fields of soybeans. Off in just a little ways in the distance, a small, old farm style, ranch style home, and an old dilapidated barn. There's an old busted tractor in the yard. All the picket fence has been busted down. Broken windows, the door kind of hanging open. This place has been abandoned for as long as you guys have known.
Seems like a weird place to be playing dress up.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean,
But
nobody's ever out here.
So it seems the perfect place for an alien to hide because no one would come across them. Minimal cloaking devices.
Either that or a
That's-
knight from the past or a robot.
I like how you think, Oz. There's been many conspiracy theories about time travel that the government has been holding back from us.
I mean, that seems more plausible than aliens. Don't aliens want to go where the people are?
I mean, they're not mermaids.
that's
Right.
that's Ariel, yeah. That's
But there's nobody to abduct in an abandoned barn. There's not even any cows for them to do whatever they do to them.
It is a huge and gross misconception that aliens want cows. Those were the tests before they moved to actual probes. And everyone knows there's different kinds of aliens. There's ones who want to dominate and ones who want to study. The ones who want to study are more likely.
I wouldn't say everyone knows.
You guys are having
Ooh.
this conversation as you're walking across the fields towards the house. The sky is a mixture of orange and pink, leading into dark blue just as the sun starts to crest the horizon, or descend past the horizon. Just as it goes from dusk to night, I need a grit check from everybody.
That's a 2.
Same 2 for Grayson.
I got a 4.
10.
A 4.
Yeah, 10 for me.
The sky sort of flashes a green just as the sun disappears. Sort of like the flash that when the pirate ship had to go to the other side of the ocean on Pirates of the Caribbean. That flash. Looking at across the field in hologram style, glimpses of something moving, buildings. It's just a faint outline. If you feel if you squint, maybe you could make it out better. Got like the what are they called when you're in the desert?
Like a mirage.
Mirage. So it's got those mirage lines, but everything's pencil thin. Like you just see an outline.
Jinx, by the way, Gil.
What is that? I've read about stuff where like there's like like interaction of the sunlight up in the atmosphere just as the sun goes down, but it doesn't look like that.
What?
Grayson, your science talk is adorable, but this is obviously a cloaking device failing.
You hear, everybody hears this now, like a strong wind come across the field, picking up, getting louder and louder, and you hear in this wind flapping.
Big D
And a
didn't say
large
anything about
roar.
storms.
Then you hear on the wind as well, you hear screaming and panic. And I need another grit from everybody.
Ooh,
Grayson just
explosion.
Grayson reaches down and just flicks on the light of his flashlight on his bike.
I was gonna say, this has nothing to do with the plot, but as soon as the sun set, Bryn would have definitely pulled out like her extra flashlight with fresh batteries and like offered it up to Grayson out of habit.
He would have taken it out of habit. No question.
Oz would have got his mag light out, hit it a few times so it turns on.
14. That 8 exploded.
I got a 10 because my D6 exploded.
Yeah.
I got another 1.
You need new
You are
dice,
not rolling
my dear.
good today.
I switched them twice now.
Oh no! Oh. I don't think Jason's getting these blue Gen Con ones back. They're exploding too much.
All right, so with that, at the tail end of the wind, just as it dies down, not even 200 yards from the house, out into the western pasture, the outline kind of becomes more clear for just a moment, and you see what appears to be a freaking giant red dragon blowing fire. And this is to you, Bryn. The rest of you feel heat out of nowhere. Then the sun sets completely, the stars come out, and it's all gone.
Turned up the thermostat.
Are you telling me you
Weirdest
didn't see the dragon?
The dragon?
No. Did
No.
not see a dragon.
It was probably just like atmospheric lensing, the refraction of the light through the atmosphere. It changes all of the depth perception. It's dragons are not real.
Bryn's gonna like grab you by the cheeks this time and be like, once again, the science talk is adorable, but that was a dragon.
Have you been reading my stash of fantasy novels again?
You know
Bryn,
I can't stand fantasy. Not unless it's
honey,
sci-fi.
I love you, but none of us saw the green thing, and none of us saw the dragon. It was just, Grayson's explanation makes perfect sense. It was the tricks of the light. We're in the dark. We've had a lot of weird stuff today.
I think
All
you
right,
should
Peter.
get your eyes checked.
I have perfect 20/20, thank you very much.
All right, let's look around and head home. I think you need some rest. You said you only slept a couple nights. You fell asleep reading all your conspiracy stuff. I think you need some sleep, dear.
I feel like at this point, Bryn's gonna kind of like pull her hoodie on and like kind of like, I'm trying to think how to describe this because she knows what she saw, but she's not like accustomed to her friends making her feel like she's crazy. They usually will at least like talk it out with her. So I almost feel like she would kind of like shrink in herself a little bit at this.
So you have a couple options to explore here. You have the house, you have the barn, and you have just open fields.
He's gonna take her flashlight.
There is an old windmill off in one of the fields that has
Sure,
several
going.
blades broken off, but it still spins.
Sure, it makes an eerie noise.
It's very squeaky.
I'm gonna go towards take the flashlight and kind of start inspecting like around the fields, trying to see what she saw, like what Bryn saw, or anything.
Roll a right.
Exploded on 11.
11.
Yes, the D6
Um,
exploded.
off across towards the westernly field, it does look like smoke rising off the ground.
I see some smoke in the field over here. You guys want to go check that area?
I guess. I did feel a little heat back there.
I did too. It was weird.
I think Grayson, his strength is intuitive, so I think he probably picks up on Bryn kind of shrinking back and be like, well, sorry about that, Bryn. I was just, we should check it out, right? Like, we got to keep all of our options open, like maybe it's nothing, but maybe it is something, and we won't know until we know. So let's go. We'll go check it out, okay?
And Bryn totally understands that that's like a really big thing for Grayson, who is usually like the wild opposite side of her as far as like conspiracy versus science. So she will give him a smile and kind of like nod. She's still kind of got like her hands like in the pocket of the hoodie and kind of like quieter than she was before. But she's like, you're right. We have to keep our options open.
We need data. We can't make decisions without data. So let's go. Let's go collect data for science. Gripping his flashlight, white knuckled.
You're right. For science. We both believe in that.
Okay, so you guys are going to head off towards where?
Towards where I saw the smoke.
The smoke? Okay, so you head off across the front yard of the house towards the field on the other side, where you thought you might see some smoke coming up off the soybeans there.
Is it roasted beans?
Well, so just as you get to out of the yard into the side of the field, the front door slams shut on the house.
Quick turnaround. What was that? Guys, I think someone might be in the house.
Well, do we go to the house or the fields?
I don't know. What do you think? Where do you want to go? I see smoke out here. We heard the door slam back there. This is your investigation.
Let's go to the house. We all heard the door slam. This could be like classic misdirection.
From which way, though?
I don't know.
Okay,
Flip a
so you're
coin.
heading toward-
To the house.
We can head back toward the house.
As you guys are walking back towards the house, give me a grit.
4.
Everybody?
Yes.
That's an explosion for me. So
Nice.
15
Yay.
for Grayson.
Here you go.
All right.
You got a 3.
You're going to hear the noises again coming from the barn area. Grayson, when you look up, you catch a blur of something green moving quickly into the darkness of the barn.
I think I saw what you saw before. It's green, like a green, but not a garbage bag. That was something else.
Little green blurry thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew it wasn't crazy.
You never said you were crazy.
You might be a little crazy.
Fair.
You guys make it to the front door. It didn't latch, so it slammed shut and stayed open. So it's kind of just ajar currently.
The door is ajar. Nah.
Should we go in?
Well, if Grayson saw the green thing, then I feel like that's what we've been chasing this whole time. But what if they really are just messing with us? You know, aliens are known to do this.
Well, if we don't see anything in the house, the barn isn't gonna get up and walk away.
If it had hover technology on it, it might.
Not in those old barns.
We won't know until we look. Let's go look.
You push the door open. It creaks a bit, not too much. Opens up into a dusty old living room. Old 1940s busted TV in the corner.
No, not the tube TV.
A really uncomfortable Davenport. It's all broken legs. There's a stairwell that goes to the second level where the bedrooms are at. There's a kitchen and a mudroom off towards the back of the house.
Is there any sign of like tracks through the dust or indication of
Roll brains.
life? That's a 9. If I spend an adversity token, I just add 1 to it, right? Or is it a re-roll?
I'll give you 1 reroll per session with with an adversity token.
Okay. So I think I'll just bump it up to a 10 with 1 token.
Bump it up to a 10. So you see like hollowed out chicken bones and a couple what probably at one point were pigeons, just their feathers everywhere around the floor. You see a frame over by the fireplace in the living room that has fallen off the wall. You can see through the very, very dusty broken glass. There looks to be a hand-drawn depiction of the farm in its glory days. Very dusty though, so you can just kind of make out what that is.
I like shine my flashlight light at the things that I see. Like maybe try and follow the where the bones are. See if there's anything over that direction. Come on, guys. There's something over here.
Bee's gonna follow, and she's gonna pull out her pocket knife and just kind of hold it in her hand with her opposite of her flashlight.
I'll take up the rear.
Okay, so you're going to the pile of feathers and stuff, or are you going over to the frame?
Towards the bones and feathers and stuff, I think, yeah.
Okay. So it's literally old dead birds. They're sort of mummified, like they don't have bones. They died in a pile of carrion, pigeon pudding.
Kick it with my shoe a little bit. That's gross.
Like basically the size of a cow patty, but all pigeon patties. Like something was living up in here for a while, just eating the pigeons.
What if this is the Chubbycabra's nest?
Its lair.
Is
It's
the
domain.
Chubbycabra ever turn into a green blar?
There's a lot of different variations of it. It's kind of hard to get a for sure description when really we only get to see what it does.
Well, until today, I've never seen what a Chubbycabra does.
Looking around, just kind of poking around in here after you found the pigeon pudding, Grayson, you find a small journal underneath the pigeon pudding when you kick it over. Very small, like a military deployment journal. One of those pocket ones.
Like scrape the pigeon pudding goo off of it, or dust, I guess. Kind of like shake it out and see if I can make anything out written in it.
So, give me brains.
That's 14.
14. So it's pretty weathered, but it looks like it has it's definitely made of leather bound, and it has an old indentation where it may have been stamped with like some gold lettering or something, and that's just worn away over the years. It looks very, very old. So you kind of turn it around with your flashlight, get the right angle on it, and it looks like it says dimensional experiments.
I point that out to Bryn right away. I'm like, hey, you ever heard about dimensional experiments going on here?
Somebody was doing their creative writing class.
I mean, there's
Could
lots
be.
of rumors about government experiments or local experiments or scientists that have gone rogue.
I mean, technically, any experiment you do is a dimensional experiment because we live in like 3 dimensions. But I don't know if that's what they mean here in this case.
It's like with comic books, like the multiverse, you know?
Cool. I'll try and like flip through it a little bit and see if I can.
You
read
flip
anything.
through it. There's not a lot of writing. It's a lot of like symbols. It's about the only wording you can decipher. It's written in an old script. You make out one that says unlocking new worlds. The rest of it is, like I said, just math and symbols, stuff you've never seen before. Then you find towards one of the last entries in it, it says the word is like circled, says key, and where the stars meet the earth.
Where the stars meet the earth. Have you guys ever heard of that? Look here, it says where it's circled here. What do you think that means? Where the stars meet the earth. Is it like Hollywood? No.
That'd be too literal.
Yeah.
Sounds like something when my mom would see in her horoscope.
Well,
Maybe where we saw that green flash come from?
that might actually make sense. I mean, the sun is a star, and when it sets, it reaches the horizon, and it all happened when the sun went down. Maybe that's what it is.
That actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The sun is a star, technically, and yeah.
That makes a surprising amount of sense coming from you. Usually, it goes all over my head.
out of game, I just want to be really proud of myself because I'm sitting here thinking of all the riddles that I could try and like go through and maybe Bryn has picked up on. And that's all my brain could come up with. I mean, maybe it's this place. Maybe if they were doing experiments here, then it has to happen at a certain time, like when the sun goes down or something. That's when all of us kind of like felt things and saw things.
Well, if they were doing experiments, they need like some kind of lab.
Maybe out in the barn. It's a big wide space.
Maybe, depending on what kind of experiments they were doing, though.
What do we want to do from here?
I think we should go check the barn now. I mean, there's not really much else I feel like we're going to find here.
Yeah, this is just a bunch of bird pudding, dried bird pudding.
Or birds.
Everything can be made into pudding. That's all I'm getting from this game.
Yeah.
So you guys head back out the front door with the Dimensional Experiments journal. As you walk across the yard towards the barn, you cross a patch of wildflowers, and these wildflowers, they grow in just random, no rhyme or reason patches, thick patches, like full in bloom. A lot of really, really dark colored flowers with patches of white, brilliant white petals mixed in. And just as you get to the barn, we will call the session here.
Thanks for listening to this episode of System Shifters, a Talking Crit podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, Podbean, and YouTube. Join our Facebook page and Discord for updates and play with our awesome growing community. Tell your friends and tune in for our next episode.